Hey guys, it's me Nikki, and today we're gonna do the look that's on my face, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's basically budget friendly. There's a few products I'm using that aren't budget friendly, but there are tons of dupes for. So let's go ahead and get started. So the very first step is going to be priming the eyelid, and I've used the e.l.f. Nude Linen eyeshadow. This is from the Beautifully Bare line, and we're gonna pop this on my bare eye. I hope you guys liked my little hillbilly twang came out there. Sorry ladies and gentlemen, I'm a product of the Midwest. Every now and again it gets a little ferocious. And then I'm gonna just kind of buff this in and blend it out. I'm putting it on the inner corner as well because it does really help to kind of cover up any discoloration. All right, so now I'm going to hop into the e.l.f. Matte for Matte palette. This is the original. And I'm going to grab this shade right here. What I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna go ahead and apply it on the outer V and my crease. And I will be applying it pretty heavily because I'm going to be doing some blending too, and I want to make sure that that color lays down fairly well for this. So next I'm going to go in with this darker brown shade right here. This has a little bit more of a red tone to it, and I'm going to basically just go over everything that I already applied. So there on the outer crease, but I want to keep it a little bit closer to the crease instead of being more upwards. So just going around the actual like shape of my eyelid. Next I'm gonna hop in with the e.l.f. Prism eyeshadow palette. This is in Naked, and I'm going to take this white shade right here with a damp brush. So for that specifically I'll be using the e.l.f. Illuminating Mist and Set, and I'm literally just applying it on the inner part of my eyelid. I'm just gonna pat it, stopping at my crease. Alright, so the next step, of course, I'm gonna take the e.l.f. Illuminating Mist and Set yet again on the same brush, but I did just wipe it off gently. I'm gonna grab this shade right here, which is right next to that light kind of pale gold white shade that we used. This one has a little bit more of a gold color to it, so we want a little bit of a gradient on the eyelid. Taking this, I'm going to go ahead and apply this right next to that white gold. And I'm going to go back and forth to kind of blend it in. Now I'm going to be stopping about 2/3 of the way over on the eye. I'm going to leave that area right here completely blank. Alright, so next I'm going to go in with the darkest brown shade in this palette, and I'm going to just kind of apply this on the outer V and the outer part of my crease. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is take the lightest shade in the palette right here, and I will be applying that, you guessed it, right along the brow bone. And then we gonna blend, blend, blend. Now it's time to blend, so I'm just gonna take a fluffy brush, and of course I'm gonna be blending upwards and outwards. I have to say, guys, I think this is incredibly pretty. So I have to say that I really love the look so far. I enjoy the fact that you have some metallic color on the lids, but it's neutral and it's not super bold and crazy, which you guys know I'm a huge fan of super bold and crazy, but I don't think my boyfriend's family would be as excited about it as I am if I showed up looking like that. So with that being said, if you're in the same situation, you just want to look nice, you know, for pictures and to see your family, see the extended family, but you really don't want to go and see them and look like you're ready for the bar. But there's a time and place for everything, and if you're going to be hanging out with your boyfriend's family or your husband's family or your family, and your family wouldn't particularly be excited about that type of look, this is kind of a way that you could sneak a little bit of glam in, but you still look low-key, if that makes any sense. I wanted to let you guys know I'm going to be using an expensive eyeliner today, and I apologize for that, but hear me out. So I pulled out my Colourpop cream gel liner and Swerve, and it is dried up. So I mean, I can use it, like I moved stuff around in there and tried, but it's like incredibly chunky and thick. That doesn't look cute, and it's not easy to work with. So I looked to see if I still had my Wet n Wild eyeliners. They dried up too, unfortunately. So I'm gonna have to use my Inlgot liner. Sorry guys. It's just a plain black liner. You do not have to use this. You can use any plain black liner you want. So please don't judge me. I just, sometimes makeup expires, and you know, what do you do? So I'm gonna use two different liners for the top. I'm gonna use my AMC Inlgot Gel Liner just to do the wing, and then I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. Precision eyeliner. I don't think they sell this anymore, but you can still find it on eBay. I prefer to use this liquid liner on the inner part of my eye because it's less mess, it's easy, and there's a lot more control. Okay, so obviously I need to do some mascara. I chose to use the Wet n Wild Lash-O-Matic, I do believe it's what it's called. It's crazy because it doesn't say it on the container, so it took me forever to remember what this was actually called. But Lash-O-Matic Mascara Duo, and I'm going to apply the mascara to the upper lashes. I leave the lower lashes alone for a while, basically until I'm done with my concealer and my highlight. That way I don't have to reapply mascara, because that's no fun when it gets all up in the goods and then you're stuck with a clunky, chunky mess. I'm going to go in with the fibers real fast, just one swipe. Well, I say one swipe, but it's actually two, just to make sure I've got it everywhere. And then I'm going to go ahead and coat them yet again with the mascara. So while that's drying, I'm going to go ahead and do the under part of my eye and at least get that started. So I'm going to take the e.l.f. Matte for Matte palette yet again, and I'm going to grab this brown red shade right here. I will be applying this with a very tiny precision brush. So I'm going to go along that tape, and I'm going to bring it about 3/4 of the way over. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the same brush, and I'm going to go in with the darker red-brown shade here, and I'm focusing this basically on the outer edge. That way we can add a little bit more depth here. So now I'm going to go ahead and line my waterline, and I'm using the NYX Wonder Pencil in WP01 Light. So for the actual concealer, I'm going to take the Tarte Shape Tape in Light Sand, and it's going to look incredibly too light for me. But I'll be using some contour, and we're going to kind of warm it up a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and just paint this all the way out towards my hairline, and then very, very quickly, I am going to take a sponge that's damp. And I'm always going to work on the bottom part of that triangle first because it does dry super fast. So now I'm taking the e.l.f. Prime and Stay finishing powder and I'm patting this all over where I applied that concealer. The next step is going to be a little bit tricky. I'm actually going to go in with the contour palette from e.l.f. and this is the cream contour palette. And I am going to take a beauty blender and very, very gently I'm going to apply this along my cheekbone. And then of course I'm going to be blending it out a little bit and along my hairline here and my forehead. I'm also going to apply it along my jawline here and my neck. What I'm going to go ahead and do now is do my blush and obviously my highlight. So for the blush, I am taking the e.l.f. blush palette. This is the cream blush palette. And I'm going to go in with this pink shade right here. It's more of like a dusty rose. So using this very, very gently because this packs a punch. Whew. I'm going to go ahead and just apply this. So next, I'm going to go ahead and highlight. And I'm using the e.l.f. Shimmer Highlighting Powder and Pearl Glow, which is beautiful, by the way. Like, just let me show you guys this real quick. I hope that you guys can see this. Look at that sheen. I'm going to take a fan brush. I'm going to grab quite a bit of product here. And I'm going to bring it down onto the blush. Just a bit. That way it's not going to be like just a stripe, you know. Then I'm going to grab a little bit, put it on my chin and my Cupid's bow. And then of course my nose. So now it's time to go ahead and apply the mascara to the lower lashes. And I'm going to take the e.l.f. Mineral Infused Mascara to do that. For the lips, I decided to use a Wet n Wild lipstick and a Colourpop Lippie pencil. So the pencil is in the shade Bound, and the actual Wet n Wild Megalast Liquid Catsuit is in the shade Rebel Rose. That's it. Everything that I used will be listed down below for you guys, so you guys can go through that if you'd like. I do have some plans for some more holiday inspired makeup looks, which I'm pretty excited about. I have a ton in my head and I have quite a few on paper too. So please subscribe. It really means a lot to me and it helps me out. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Thank you guys so much for watching and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.